Hello, welcome to McPaws Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This is a video where I talk about my growth stocks list that I follow for the week ending January 30th, 2026. So we see that this week we did end up on Friday with a distribution day, and we see net distribution across the board here. On the only area that is kind of green is energy, right? Most areas are under more distribution than accumulation. On the list here, we see two lists here that I'm tracking. One on the left side here is the list that stocks that I've been tracking for since October, and then on the right side is the stocks that I've been tracking that it has just recently reported. Okay, so there's still quite a bit of stocks that hasn't reported. 410 stocks on this first list, and then there is 102 stocks that are already reported here. So you can see a big difference in terms of how many percent are in uptrend. The ones that have reported, 41% are in uptrend, and the one that hasn't reported, 18%, only those are in uptrend. And with gold and silver stocks getting hit hard this week, and some other commodities area, they have significantly dropped. As we talked about, in a way, the IB50 also suffered a huge drawdown this week, almost 7%. If you haven't watched that video about the general market, please do. So here's the list of stocks that I'm tracking since January 6th. So basically near the beginning of this month to see how stocks are doing. And these are the stock symbols that are already reported. Okay, it tells you how much the performance is since January 6th here. And we also see whether it's uptrend and downtrend based on the 1021 day, and also whether it hit new recent high. What is the date here? So that's also important. And then we see the groups here and the sectors here. So let's start with the technology group here. At the top, we see stocks that are in uptrend, obviously, and as down here, we see stocks that are in downtrend. Microsoft at the bottom because they got hit pretty hard, right? Starting from the top, we see SanDisk, STX, and WDC here. Those three are in the data storage group, and they reported and are still doing well. Let's take a look. So here's SanDisk reported and did really well on Friday. It did pull back quite a bit. It does look like a climax run here, so we will probably consolidate for a while here. That's my guess. After such a huge run. Next we have WDC Western Digital here. Also have a huge drop on Friday. Also reported, and it came all the way back down to 10-day here. So also a big pullback, and possibly will also consolidate here as well. Then we have Seagate Technology also reported a huge jump here, and then it also followed the other stocks on Friday, coming down pretty hard here. Also in the same group is Micron. Micron also suffered a big drop from the top. This is an outside day reversal, so not a good sign at this moment. Next we have VIAV in the telecom fiber optics, also doing well. Since this reported, it has really moved. So that's a big jump right there. Definitely extended at this moment. Surprisingly, Friday it didn't give back much, and it just holding on as well. Also in this group that hasn't reported yet, we have Momentum coming up in 3 days. This one trying to come out on Friday and looking good, but it did reverse all the way to the bottom. So from that perspective, it's negative. We also have CIEN that also trying to come out, but it just lost its power as well. Next, we have Semiconductor Group doing well still. ASML, ALGM, LRCX. Looking at ASML, it reported it didn't really go down or go up too much, but overall, it's holding tight near the highs here. This uptrend has been moving along nicely. Next, we have ALGM, Allegro Microsystems. This one is coming back on the right side of the base. It's forming a channel line, that trend line right there. Found support right here, and then it bounced on earnings as well, and then it tried to come out, but it didn't succeed. And then on Friday, it did pull back slightly. So we'll see if this breakout will eventually work or not. Next, we have Lam Research. This one also reported earnings. Looks like it did reverse on Friday though, after day after. So coming back to the 10-day. This one also been running pretty nicely, finding support at 10-day. So we'll see if it can find support again this time. Other stocks that are also in the semiconductor group but hasn't reported yet. Still, this one is still in 11 days. Tower Semiconductor, TSEM. This one is trying to come out, make new highs here. It's a little bit choppy, but overall, it's trying to make new high over the last few days. Here's Teradyne, also have earnings coming up very shortly here. This one has also been rising, finding support at the bottom channel line near the 10-day moving average. Friday, it did pull back. Next, we have Telecom Service, AT&T. This is AT&T here. It has undergone a pretty big correction, and it finally broke its downtrend line here, and it's been going up since it reported. Looks like the market likes what it's doing, and three days of strong volume moving up, so that's a very remarkable. Next, we're going to look at the retail group here. The GLW Corning has reported. Here's Corning. It spike up on earnings here. Breakout right there, very strong. It started to pull back after that, and then it bounced again here on Friday. It didn't close at the upper range, so that's one negative, but it's still above the 10-day slope. The 10-day slope is looking pretty strong at this moment, so we'll see if that will continue. Next, we have Royal Caribbean. This one also broke out on the trend line right there, and it jumped on earnings. Very strong report here. Looks like market likes it, and it did pull back again on Friday, but the slope of the 10-day is looking pretty good as well. So again, most stocks, they will come back and test that line and or near that line. So we'll see how it goes after. But again, this can be trying to break out to new recent high. Next, we have LUV here, also in the travel area. So this Southwest Airline had a really good report here. Big earnings move right there, breaking out right there. It did pull back after reaching another high on Friday, and right now it's still way above the 10-day moving average. Next, we have TAL in the consumer service education area and EDU. This is TAL Education. This one also jumped on very strong earnings here. High volume. It followed through on Friday. This one is New Oriental, a Chinese education provider, also breaking out right here, but it did pull back that day. And then it's been finding support at the lower channel line here. Looks really good. We also have Madison Square Garden here, reporting in just a couple of days, few days here. It is continued to make new high on Friday, and it bounced on Thursday right here, finding support at the 10-day moving average. This is PLOW Douglas Dynamics here. This one has run up and it's been holding pretty tight here at the short-term moving average. That looks really good. Next, we have Viking Holdings here. This one has recently pulled back, and then it shot out on Thursday right there, and then Friday it pulled back again. So we are trying to get close to this new high right here. This is a UK food package producer, Unilever. This one also been moving up pretty nicely here. It will be reporting in 5 days. It has a slight pullback here, and then now it's climbed onto new high. Next group we're going to look at is industrial. At the top here we have AVT, electronic parts, LFUS, electronic parts, and we have TT in the machinery. So this is AFNet AVT symbol. This one also show up really nicely on earnings. It's a huge breakout right there. It followed through the next day, and look at Friday. It was trying to come down, but then it closed near the end of the day at the top again. So very strong accumulation right now. This is LFUS, LITE fields. This one also finding support at the 10-day right there. It bounced out on strong earnings as well, holding pretty tight as well after that bounce. Next, we have TT Train Technologies in the building AC heating products. This one is also bouncing right now after the earnings report. So here's the earnings day, and then the next day, Friday, it actually found support once again at the bottom, and then it bounced towards the middle of the range. So here's Friday's action intraday. You can see it kind of bounced back to the middle range. Next, we have CSX in the transportation rail. This one also came out after earnings. Looks really good right there. And then it tried to break out to new high, but it now pulling back. Now the pullback is very healthy here. It looks healthy because it's just coming down very slowly. The volume is actually going down. It looks really good. It looks like it's setting up for a second breakout here. Next, we have aerospace defense. These ones have reported here. We have MOGA, AIR, and HXL. Here we have MOOG, CL MOGA is the symbol. It's in the aerospace defense market here. It's been pulling back. Prior to that, it has a pretty nice uptrend, and right now it's bouncing again, making new high on high volume after the earnings report. Here we have AIR, another aerospace defense. Again, another nice uptrend right here after breaking out. Now it's just digesting around the 10-day, lots of support around that level. This is HXL. This one a little bit more choppy, also in the aerospace defense group. It did try to come out again on the earnings report, but it did close near the middle range. On Friday, it pulled back slightly more. Now we're at the 10-day once again. So we'll see if that will continue bouncing off here. Next, we have MOD, Modine Manufacturing. This one also jump out pretty strong here. On Thursday, it breaks out, and then on Friday, it followed through on much high volume there. Next, we have Star Bulk Carrier SBLK. This one also moving nicely on that 10-day moving average there. Moving up nicely, lots of support in terms of volume. This one is still going to report in 18 days. Next, we look at the health group. A lot of them hasn't reported yet. We see LQDA, INDA, DVCAH here still in an uptrend. Let's look at Liquidia first, LQDA. This one is moving up nicely along the 10-day moving average. And then it did find support here as well recently, so it looks really good. Then we have Indivior Pharmaceutical, INDB. It pulled back, and then now it's bouncing back nicely above all the short-term moving average. This looks pretty good. Here's Cardinal Health. It's trying to break out recently. So far, it hasn't really succeeded yet, but it's holding tight, really tight, and most of those days are staying above the 10-day. It looks really good. In the commodities area, I see SCCO here, mining ores, GEB, energy, CAT, construction, mining, STLD, steel producers. This is Southern Copper. It did bounce pretty high on Thursday, but it gave back on Friday, along with many commodities that have dropped on Friday. And here's the trend line. It's still sitting near there, so we'll see if it can bounce back from there or whether it will just break through. Here's GE Vernova. It reported this week. Looks really good. It basically move up from there, and then Friday it was able to follow through on new highs. It did pull back towards the low range of the day, but still it looks pretty good right here. We have volume coming in. Here we have Caterpillar. It's been, a little bit more choppier, but it did bounce recently. Find support at 10-day here, and then on the earnings news, it came out pretty strong. Friday is giving back some of those gains, actually most of it, but it's still above the 10-day. This is Steel Dynamics, STLD. Again, this one is trying to break out as well. After report, it kind of came down, but it did bounce back the next day, and looks pretty good. It's climbing back towards the new high right now. For the stocks that hasn't reported yet, we have VIST and YPF, both in the oil and gas area, making new high. Here's Vista Energy, VIST. This is bouncing, pretty much above the 10-day and stay above that for a while now. And it broke out here of a really big major double bottom base, looks like. And here we are right there on the weekly chart, huge volume. So that looks really good. We have oil and gas integrated, YPF. This one also trying to come out right now on the right side of the base there. So looking at the 10-day moving average, you can see right there, it's also trying to come out as well, this one. So that looks really good. Volume has been climbing as well. So here we can see for stocks that hasn't reported yet, basically all the mining, gold, silver stocks are all red. And mining ores are also in the downtrend, most of them. So there's a lot, right? Let's just see how many. A lot of gold, silver stocks, and even energy coal is down as well. You see some oil and gas here related that are doing well. KGS, another oil and gas. DTM, oil and gas here that's making new recent high here. And the last group we look at is the financial stocks. Most of them has reported. So you can see at the top here we have, banks Northeast, Midwest, Northeast here, Southeast here, and we have finance savings loan here as well, consumer loans as well. Again, lots of regional banks have reported. These are the ones that are doing well. So feel free to look at some of these stocks here. Let me go through some of this with you. First, we have Eagle Bancorp. This one bounced out earnings very strong. Now it's finding support as it comes back towards the 10-day line. And so right now it did bounce off, so looking pretty good. Second day of bounce rate so far. This is MBIN Merchants Bancorp breaking out as well on earnings report, and it followed through on Friday. Next, we have AMAL, Amalgamated Financial. This one also breaking out to new high recently on earnings report here. And then after that, it pulled back slightly towards the 10-day moving average and then bounced off it. Looks really good. It's holding tight on Friday as well. This next one is WSFS, Finance Savings Loan. This one also reported good earnings coming out right there. And then it followed through many days. Right now it's a little bit extended, but it's looking pretty good. Next we have MBBK, Banks Northeast, building a nice cup base, climbing back the right side of the base. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's trying to break out right now. Next stock is BPOP, Popular Inc. This one broke out recently, but then it fell and corrected, pulled back to the 50-day. From there, it report earnings and bounced out there. And then it's been climbing since. Now it's actually at new high. So it's looking pretty good. Yeah, a lot of these regional banks are more small cap kind of thing. So be aware of that. Here's Exos Financial. It just reported breaking out to pretty much a closing high right there. Next bank is Independent Bank in the Northeast region. This one has a long base building, and then recently it tightened up right here. It tries to break out. Actually, yeah, it breaks out here on the earnings report, climb out for 2 days, and then it pulled back slightly. The 10-day bounce right there, and then from there it goes up to a higher level. Another bank doing well is NWA here. This is NWA International. It's been climbing recently, and then from there it started to build this base. It's a very nice flat base here, and then now recently after the earnings it kind of bounced out, so maybe this time it will start to break out and work. Again, you can see many stocks are here, EBC, OMB, POH, LAS. There's lots of financial stocks that are still near the uptrend. Of course, there's also some down stocks as well, but financials, a lot of them have reported. Looking at the list that hasn't reported yet, we have GPCR packs at the top here. Both are in now downtrend, both in the health sector. We have BBAR in the banks foreign, still in uptrend. Again, you're seeing all the mining gold areas getting in downtrend now. So even in the chip side, not all are good. You have IMOS here that is downtrend. You have Form here also in downtrend. And we also have MTSI here in downtrend. So again, not all chips are doing well. So thank you all for watching. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. As earnings coming in the next week, 2 weeks, it will be very heavy, lots of earnings. It will change the dynamics of a lot of this old list here. As we saw this in the new list, we're seeing different areas, moving now. We're seeing financials, we're still seeing some data storage. Whether they can hold up, I'm not sure. But yeah, and then we have some aerospace defense, some of the electronics, some service education. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a good week.